Good morning. I'm about to go out to the porch to eat my breakfast. I have some blueberries that you picked the other day, and I have some blackberries that are the first harvest of blackberries from our property, which is very exciting, and a banana. I also have my coffee here with 1.5 tablespoons of half and half. I ate a good portion of my fruit bowl, but I have enough left to eat in a little bit. Gotta pace myself. Okay, so I wanted to have a porch chat about the day today and answering questions. I love getting in some Q&A in these videos here in the morning. So I'm just gonna bring you along on the day today, like I have been, sharing with you meals. I don't think I'm gonna do blood sugar today. It really gets expensive doing all the blood sugar pricks throughout the day. I had a comment recently from someone saying, why don't you just wear a continuous ketone monitor and a continuous glucose monitor all the time? And I'm like, because they're expensive. Well, there are multiple reasons, but for one, they do get expensive. I don't get everything sent to me for free. So, probably not going to do the blood sugar today, but I will bring you along on the meals. I am still doing my fruit in the morning, primarily, of course, also coffee. And then later in the day, having more starches, veggies, and lean proteins. And so you'll see all of that. Today, we were going to go to the river, but it is not as warm today as it was the last couple of days. I think it's only going to get like high of 76. So I wanted to get the kids out and do something like that, but I'm not sure what that's going to be, but we'll bring you along, whatever it is. Okay, so I wanted to chat about this question that I got, and it's primarily about weight loss. Says, wondering if you are continuing to lose any weight. Second question, it seems you are doing high carb, low fat and protein diet for the time being. Are you intending to do this until you arrive at your goal weight, then transition to a high carb, medium fat, medium protein, or same protein diet? And then some more kind words here. Okay, so first off, continuing to lose weight. So when I initially did my sugar diet 12-day experiment, I lost 6 pounds really, really fast in those 12 days. So I lost like half a pound a day for 12 days. That rate of weight loss did not continue at all. So that is kind of funny. I think part of the reason that the sugar diet blew up so fast the way it did is because for some reason there is that initial weight loss drop, similar to with keto, where you lose a whole bunch of water weight when you go from eating a lot of carbs to not eating carbs. I don't know exactly what it is about the sugar diet that makes you drop weight so fast initially. That is kind of fascinating to me. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas about that, I'd love to hear. But sadly, it did not, for me, continue at that rate. Now, I also have not stayed super strict with going all the way till like 3 or 4 p.m. before having my protein meal. And then some people say you lose weight faster if you cut the starch from your protein meal. I never did that either. So there were a lot of things, like there are a lot of tweaks I could make if I really wanted to push the weight loss. But my goal is to not starve myself. That's one of my goals. Not starve myself into weight loss. I just refuse to do that anymore. Not to say that there's no restricting necessary for weight loss, because I think we can't, unless you're taking a GLP-1 drug, and no judgment there if anyone is, but unless you are taking something, that's kind of overpowering your body's own natural responses, there is, I think, some kind of restriction. You can't just eat anything and everything and expect to lose weight. You have to choose the type of restriction you want or that you think would be the healthiest. And for me, the restriction that I don't choose is putting myself in a place of starvation where I'm just hungry all the time. And that's for a few reasons. First off, I've done that before, and when I lose weight that way, it doesn't stay off. And second, it's completely unenjoyable and unsustainable for me. So it's like, why would I put myself into that place that I can't continue for long term? The weight doesn't stay off. I'm just not going to do that. So all that to say, I have not continued to lose weight at that rate. I have dropped down a little bit more. So I'm down 7 to 8 pounds right now. And I'm not gaining. Like, that is the cool thing about this, is the way that I'm eating right now is a very maintenance friendly diet, even after just having lost 6 pounds. So I'm really happy with that. I would like to see the scale continue to move because I do have excess weight to lose, about 20 pounds, but I'm trying to be really slow about it and not push myself into a place that is unsustainable. So I'm just enjoying the fact that I am able to eat to satiety. I'm able to eat 2,000 to 2,500 calories typically on a normal day, and that's not causing gains, also not causing a lot of losses, but I think like the trend is very, very, very slowly going down. So my plan for now is just to continue to ride this out, to be patient, to not push things too far. I just want to see what my body does just being on this kind of diet for a while. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I do think that when carbs are very high, you don't have to have protein as high as you do on keto or carnivore when you are relying on gluconeogenesis for your carbohydrate needs in your body. So I am pretty comfortable with my protein being about 80 grams. I am trying to hit that 80 mark. I had been going as low as 60. And I was like, I don't know. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. I have no idea. So I've been trying to hit 80, and that means eating 2 protein meals in the day. Before I was eating, you know, primarily just fruit and maybe a salad, and then having the 1 protein meal. And it's hard to hit 80 grams of protein just having 1 protein meal per day. So I'm doing the 2 protein meals per day. And of course, that is also probably contributing to not having weight loss at the moment, which is fine because I'm just trying to, you know, keep things healthy. And I'm not trying to go on a diet. Like, I'm not trying to be like, okay, I'm starting this diet and we're going to track weight. I did that when I was doing the sugar fast experiment, but now that I've transitioned to more of just a long-term diet that's not just laser focused on weight loss, I just want to see what my body does on this kind of diet. So I'm not like controlling calories. I'm not controlling portions. I do count when I do videos in order to share with you guys, but there are a lot of days where I don't count. I just want to see what my body does eating this type of food as my baseline diet. It has been fascinating so far, and that's just what I want to do for a while. And it takes time. That's the thing. It's like your body has to adjust to things. It doesn't just, it's that one thing that I'm learning is my body isn't just the way it is, and that's just the way it is forever. What I do contributes to how my body responds to things. So I've talked about this a whole bunch. Going straight into the sugar diet from the carnivore or keto diet, your body is going to respond in a way that is very, 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 very different than if you had been eating 200 grams of carbs a day for several months before starting the sugar diet. My body needs time to adjust to things, and so I'm trying to just see what my body does on this kind of a diet for a while. Of course, I do want to see the scale go down, and I have to fight, you know, like the urgency, like it's fine, you're fine, you don't have to lose weight, you're not gaining right now, you're maintaining, like this is fine. We could do this, you know, for a good long time and be okay without any weight loss. That's what I have to tell myself. As far as switching up the diet when I do get to goal weight, if that ever happens, if, you know, all of a sudden I start dropping weight and get down to a goal weight, and I'm like, oh, what should I do? I do expect that I will increase my fat and my protein and just kind of see what happens. I don't have any exact plan at this point. It's kind of one of those, we'll see when we get there type things. Like, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, I'm okay with being at 80 grams of protein per day indefinitely. I think with the high amount of carbohydrates I'm eating, I think that's probably enough to fulfill my needs. And then also, there are days where I have celebration meals with family and, you know, social events and stuff like that. And so there are days where my protein and fat is higher. So I feel like that if I'm too low in anything, I do occasionally get replenished on those social meals. So I feel like I'm in a good place to go for a while. I feel like that was a really long, meandering way to answer those questions, but hopefully that was helpful. I'm gonna sit here and finish my berries and my coffee, and then we'll get going with the day. Just finished a 30-minute step workout, trying to get some steps in this morning before I go down and take my shower and do my red light therapy. And I will mention, I do have my red light on, just the LEDs, not the big bulb in the middle on my little baby EMR Tech. I like to do this. I have the window open to get some real light in from outside, and then I have a little bit of red light shining since I am staring at a screen and doing my workout here in the morning. I just, add the extra red light to balance things out. I should also mention that EMR Tech bumped up my coupon code to 40% off. I've never seen it that high. It used to be 20, and then they bumped it up to 30, and it was 30 for a while, and now they have bumped it up to 40. So you can actually get the little EMR Tech, which is actually pretty powerful. It's still like a legit red light therapy device, even though it's their smallest one. I think you can get it for $175. This is what I took on my trip when I went to Texas, and used this in place of my big red light therapy panel. Worked great. I still got my HRV bump and all of that. So definitely recommended. The big panel that I have downstairs, the Inferno, you can get that for $600 and something with the 40% discount, which is a huge discount. It's a really, really good deal. So if you're in the market for a red light therapy device, the coupon code they say is going to be valid with the 40% until the end of July. Things always change. They always throw in an extra week or whatever. So from what I know right now, the 40% coupon will be good till the end of July. It's getting close to 10:30 and I'm ready for something else. I'm going to make a smoothie. I'm going to do a couple of smallish to medium bananas, some coconut water, and some of this Daybreak blend, peaches, mango, strawberry, pineapple. It is noon, so I'm going to have my lunch, and this is my first protein meal, but it's also still a fruity meal. I have 8 ounces of Fage 2% and then 5 ounces of this homemade cherry pie filling. I made this with cherries that we picked, and so what's in here is cherries, sugar, arrowroot, and then some vanilla, and I think some lemon juice. I forget, maybe some salt also. Anyways, so I am going to enjoy this. We are at the river, getting some sunshine, some grounding, some cold plunge, all the good stuff, because, we're serious hardcore biohackers over here. I brought a snack of 2 ounces of dates and 2 ounces of figs. Dried fruit is like the ultimate packable snack or packable meal. So I have that if I need it. I'm not hungry at this point. I also, of course, have my Element electrolytes that I'm sipping on. The high temperature today, it was only 79, so it wasn't quite warm enough for me to really want to get in the water, but I am really enjoying relaxing here and getting some sunshine. I had a couple of thoughts about weight loss that I wanted to throw in here. There is a common thread in certain diets, a lot of different diets, that talk about being able to lose weight without going into a calorie deficit, or lose weight while eating a surplus of calories. And like carnivore diet, people would talk about that. You eat until you're comfortably stuffed, and then your body just regulates and you lose weight. Or the vegan diet, high carb, low fat, you can eat as much as you want and you still lose weight. The sugar diet definitely fell into this category. You can't out-eat the sugar diet, was something that I heard said a few times. And I'm not an expert, and I don't have any definite, I know 100% for sure that this is how it works, but I have, ways that I tend towards thinking. So what I tend towards thinking about weight loss is that you always have to have a calorie deficit in order to lose excess weight. But the way that you get to that calorie deficit is of utmost importance. And I kind of think of it maybe like a chicken and an egg type thing. Like you do things with your diet and lifestyle that push your body to be ready and open to burning excess body fat. Like you get your cortisol down, you make sure that your body is ready to lose the excess fat, and then it feels safe, and you're giving it all the nutrients, because if you don't have all the right nutrients, then your body sends the signals to keep eating. So it's like you do all these things to get your body ready to lose weight. And there's all kinds of things, including like sleep and exercise and stress, and like just getting your body to a healthy place. And I kind of think of it, and this is what I hope for. Ideally, this is what I think. Once you do all of those things, your body will start liberating your body fat. If your body is liberating excess body fat that is unnecessary, then you should automatically be less hungry, because your body is actually using the fat off of your body. So it's kind of like a chicken and an egg thing, where it's like, what comes first? The calorie restriction that causes the fat burn, or the fat burn that naturally causes the calorie reduction without actually having to restrict. So I think a lot of these diets where you are allowed to eat as much as you want, people are like, I'm eating so much, I'm eating so many calories, and I'm still losing weight. I think part of that, I think there's multiple things going on. I think part of it is high calories can stimulate your metabolism, so you actually are burning more. But then also, when your body is in that place of burning body fat, your hunger is lessened, because your body has calories from your body, so your hunger is lessened, so you feel like you're not restricting. You feel like you're still eating to satiety, because you are, but you are actually eating less. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm eating so much food. But if they really counted it carefully, maybe they're not eating as much. So I think that's one part of it. I think ideally we should get our body into like ready to burn our body fat, starting to burn our body fat. And that should be the thing that in turn lowers our appetite and lowers our calories. So all this to say, when I am counting my calories, I am not afraid of having a lower calorie day. And I have had a few, not often, lower calorie days where I'm like under 2,000. Oh, so low. Like 1,700, which isn't that low. But for me, that's low. And as long as I am not starving myself to get there, I am totally okay with lower calories. I think that's how it should be, because I have excess weight to lose. So if I do see my calories start trending down without hunger, I'm going to go with it, because I think that's the healthiest way to lose weight. I struggle against lowering calories and causing lots of hunger. I think that works against me in the end. But I'm also not one who thinks that I can just eat 3,000 calories a day and think that I'm going to lose weight. So that's kind of where my head is right now with the whole weight loss, calories, calorie deficit, calorie surplus. I think the metabolism is very dynamic, and it's going up and down. And so when people think, oh, I'm eating a surplus, but I'm losing weight, they're not really eating a surplus. They're eating a deficit, but their metabolism is increased. And so they feel like they're eating a surplus when it's actually a deficit. Dates and figs. We are home now, and I am hungry for dinner. So I'm going to start cooking, but I'm going to want a snack before that. So I am cutting up this watermelon for everyone, and I will snack on it while I cook. I'm going to make some salmon and rice and veggies. How is watermelon like the best thing on the planet? It's so good. Okay, here is my dinner. I made some crispy air fryer salmon bites, crispy skin on there. I have 10 ounces of veggies, and I have 8 ounces of some short grain rice. I seasoned the salmon with this. I don't know how to say that. I won't butcher it. And I'm going to add a little bit of this Japanese barbecue sauce on top. I am tired and ready for bed. It is almost 9 o'clock. Can't go to bed quite yet though. got to get the kids taken care of. But I just wanted to mention I had some more watermelon a little bit ago as an evening snack. My dinner was a little early, like around 5 p.m. So I needed a little snack and I just had more watermelon that I had cut earlier. So that is it for my food for the day. I will put my macros for the day at the end. Looked like my macros came in a little bit on the high side, I think like 2,600. Got to my 500 grams of carbohydrates. Still blows my mind that I have days where I am all the way up to 500 grams of carbohydrates and I'm feeling great. So totally crazy. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you again in the next one.